in this question, what they want you to do is make questions with you using these words, okay? And if you can use used to, that's better. But, wa alaikum salam.
وعليكم السلام.
Hello, Hajar, hi.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm all right, I'm fine. Okay, so I think maybe it's better to have a quick revision before we do number 9. So let's talk about our topic. So if you remember in our last topic, we discussed some of the small differences in the way we use the past simple, because we have 3 different ways of using the past simple. One of them is to talk about completed actions. So this is one way to use the past simple. We can use it to talk about repeated actions in the past or a state in the past. With the past continuous, we can, of course, talk about an action going on at some point in the past, background events, and actions in progress where a shorter action happened. So it's kind of a 2-in-1, 2 events happening around the same time. And then in this exercise, we also discussed how we can use used to. And we agreed that used to is suitable for repeated actions in the past and for states in the past, right? So for example, I went to a lot of gigs. You can change it to, I used to go to a lot of gigs. Or I was one of Lady Gaga's biggest fans. You can change it to, I used to be one of Lady Gaga's biggest fans. So in both situations here, you can use used to instead of the past simple, as long as the action is either repetitive, repeated, or if it's a state in the past. If you have these 2 options, you can use used to. But if it's only a one-time thing, a one-time action, a one-time event that happened in the past, you cannot use used to. This was the focus of our last lesson in general. So now in exercise number 9, what I want you to do is, I want you to make questions using these words. Okay, so you can notice that in all of these words, the verb is missing. So we don't have used to, and we don't have was or did, or any verb in the past. So you need to add this, but there is a preference for using used to. In the question they prefer, it would be better if you use used to. Okay, you get the idea?
Okay, excuse me, but what about exercise I answered?
Yeah, I was just telling them that we didn't check it yet. We'll go back to it. Yeah, because everyone fell asleep, I remember. Sana was asleep and Najat was asleep.
Because I feel sick, that's why I left the last. Yes.
No, the connection is not good about me.
Yeah, it's like being asleep. It's not very different. So only Hajar was answering. So it's okay, don't worry, because the connection, I'm having problems lately with the connection too. Sometimes one of the modems doesn't always work. I have to use the other one. So I think it's annoying for everyone. That's okay. All right, so before we go back to number 8, let's try to do this one first, and then we can check the answers, because Hajar already has the answers. I think did you screenshot them? I think
yes.
Yeah, right, excellent. So this way we can check her answers, and this way, Malak and Sana, you can also take a look at Hajar's answers, and if you think something needs changing, you can share with us your opinions, and we'll see.
For me, I tried.
You tried to do it?
Yeah.
Did you have the same answers? You have your answers.
I don't know.
If they're the same or not.
Yes, because this is my answer. But I understood from this paragraph.
I see. Actually, because in some of them, more than one answer is accepted. In some of them, not all of them. In some of the choices, both are accepted. So,
I don't know it's correct or not.
Okay, we'll check it. We can check it. Yeah, no problem. Okay, sorry, just let me quickly check who hasn't joined yet, because we're supposed to be joined by... Okay. So let's do this. Number 9. Remember, if you can use used to, it's better. Let's start with number 1. Let's do this one together, okay? Let me help you with this one. So first of all, we need to decide. So here's something that might help in this question. You need to decide from the beginning, is the thing in the question, is it a state? Is it a repeated action in the past, or is it a one-time thing? This is what you need to think of, okay? Because if it's repeated or if it's a state, then you can easily use used to, right? And remember, we agreed that when you use used to, you have to use the infinitive after it. So you have to say, I used to go, I used to like, I used to study, I used to play, I used to smoke, I used to ride, I used to drive, I used to, any infinitive. This is the idea. So number 1, it says, who be your friend when you were 12? So from the beginning, what is this? Is it, do you think it's something repeated? Is it a state? Is it a one-time thing? What is this? What do you think?
I think it's a one-time thing.
Okay, yes.
Because he mentioned only when you was 12 years old, not your childhood or your teenager time.
Okay.
He is specific.
Okay, but friendship,
Uh,
is it a
For
one-time
me,
thing? Can you be a friend with someone for a day or for a short time, or is it?
No.
Is it a? What do you think?
I think it's a state, not one time thing.
You think it's a state, Sana? Who
Yes.
agrees? What do you think, Malak and Hajj? Do you think friendship maybe is a state?
No, I think like Hajar said about one time at the past, that happened at the past, and in his when he was a child, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, but
He can.
Yes, at a point at 12 years old.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct. Hajar, what do you think?
About if you think about the best friend, only it's a state. Maybe he is still until now, or so, but he is specific with the age. I think
Yes.
maybe your best friend at age 12, not the same best friend now.
Okay.
That's my point.
You're right, because your best friend now might not be the same when you were 12.
Yes.
But if we think of it, even if we're talking about your best friend when you were only 12, when you were only 12, is this one day? Did you stay 12 for one day and then maybe the next day you're 13?
No.
So
I think
a year.
a year.
Yeah, and a year is a kind of a long time if you think of it, right?
Yeah.
So actually, this is one of the options, one of the examples where both answers are correct. So I'd like you to tell me, what do you think the both answers are? Of course, like I said, the preference in this question is used to. They really want us to use used to. But let's use the normal one. Let's leave used
Who
to.
was here?
That's it, right? Who was? That's correct. So who was
Yeah.
your best friend when you were 12? Who was your best friend? And can we do it in the other way? Who?
Who did be used to?
Who used to be your friend, your best friend when you were 12?
That's it. Who used to be your best friend
Without
when you were?
did. Who did
There's no did here. You cannot use did if you have be. Remember, you will never find them together. Did and be are the worst enemies. Siraj and Haftar. Be and do. Think of it like this.
Here there is 2 slash. That's why. Who used to be.
Yeah, that's okay. Used to be
Your
that's
friend. Used to be your friend.
who used to be your friend when you were 12. It's okay. Because another way we can use used to, remember that used to is something that was true in the past and it's not anymore, right? It's like saying I used to smoke. This means you don't smoke anymore now. So here automatically the question already means that this person is not your friend anymore. Or they're trying to say this. You get the idea? So who used to be your friend? Who was your friend? What about number 2?
Where did first meet him or her?
Okay. Where did, and remember all of the questions have you. So all of them are the same subject. So where, can you repeat it again, please, Malak?
Where did first meet him or her?
But you forgot you.
Where did you
Uh-huh.
Where did you first meet him or her?
Correct. Can we use used to? Here?
No.
Oh, correct, Hajar, but why not?
Because to stay, it's a state. It's not stay. I forget.
Okay, at least you answered the first part correct. We can't use used to. هذه جاوبتها صح. What do you think? Let's see Sana. Sana, why can't we use used to? Hajar already said you can't, and she's right, but why?
I forget. I
Maybe one time thing. That's
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's a one-time thing, right? Because
Habits, it's not
we're
habits.
looking, we're only asking about the first meeting, right? The first time. So it's a one-time thing. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
But what's the difference between where did you first meet and where did you used to meet? What's the difference between this question?
Means where did you first meet? Meaning the first meet you see him.
Okay.
You don't know him before. But
All right.
where did you used to meet? Like where did you used to meet your friend every day? Maybe in school, at school, or something. I can't.
Yeah. This meaning where did you used to meet? This meaning maybe every week or every day they meet, but now no.
Yeah.
Okay.
But first time, it's first time to see him.
Where did you usually meet at when you are friends? When you were friends.
That's it. When did you usually meet? Correct. This is when did you used to meet. So we're just asking about their habits when they used to meet. Where? We just want to know where. Was it at his home? Was it in the cafe? Was it at school? Where was it? We want to know. So this is the idea. But where did you first meet? Just like you said, we're just concerned with the first time they met. Where did you first meet? And they ask this question a lot for couples who are married, right? So for example, if not here in Libya, but for example, in the West, in the US, in Europe, and the rest of the world, this is a very, very common question. So for example, if you come with your husband or with your wife and you meet new friends, in the neighborhood. Maybe if you get to know them a little more, they might ask you this question. For us, maybe we don't, I don't know, maybe not everybody likes this question here, but it's a normal question. You can say we first met at school, we met at his, I don't know, his sister's wedding,
No,
we met at work.
but I think there is a common question now here in Libya.
Yeah.
It's a common question?
Yeah.
Mm.
How you know him?
For annoying women. Oh.
But I think here we do it like an investigation, like an interrogation.
Yeah.
How do you know him?
Yeah.
How do you know her? How
Yeah.
do you know him? We do it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we it's like our tone. We're trying to say you shouldn't know each other, but why do you know each other?
Yes.
You shouldn't know each other. But in the West, it's the opposite. They want to know how did your first meeting lead to your marriage? For them, it's interesting. They want to know the story. How did this, this very first meeting, maybe it was, it was a normal meeting. Maybe it was at work. Maybe it was at school. Maybe you needed some sheets. Maybe, sometimes it's something stupid, right? It's a small thing. But then after time, this becomes marriage and a family and children and blah, blah, right? So in the West, they're interested in this. They want to know, wow, how did it start? So it's a very common question. They ask it to couples all the time. Where did you first meet? All right, now, what about number 3?
Did you like the same music?
Excuse me. That's correct. You can say that.
And you can use say, did you use
Completed, correct.
used to?
Continue.
Did you used to
Uh-huh.
like the same music?
Did you used to like the same music? That's correct. Did you used to like the same music? That's correct. Because liking something is a state, right? So you don't like something for a day or for half an hour. You'll probably like it for a while, right? Maybe this won't continue forever, but it will take some time. So did you used to like the same music? So of course, when we say the same music, they're comparing it to now. So if I ask you, what music do you like? So for example, Hajar, what music do you like?
What music?
I mean,
Traditional music.
Traditional, okay, traditional. So you can say, I like traditional music. So maybe if I'm curious, I can say, did you used to like the same music as a child? Did you used to like this music when you were younger? I might ask this question. How would you answer?
Yeah, yes or no.
Yes, you can say, yes, I did. If it's the same music even in the past, you can say, yes, I did. ما تغيرتش هي نفسها. In the past, it's the same now. Yes, I did. I used to like traditional. No, you can't use I used to. I still like traditional music because it started in the past and you still like it. But of course, if this started recently, if you like traditional music only as a grown-up now compared to in your childhood, maybe you liked pop music, for example. So you can say, no, I didn't. All right. So did you used to like the same music? What about number 4?
Did you go to gigs together?
Okay, so this is the normal question. Did you go to gigs together? Can we use used to in this question?
Maybe we can if it's like where your first meet. Where did you first meet? Or no?
But here it's not. They're not talking about this the first time you went. They're talking about your general going together thing. So what should you use here?
So
What do you think?
maybe you can use it.
Yes, we can use it too.
We can, that's correct. You can say, you can use this. You can.
Do you? Yes.
This meaning
Do
this
you use to
question states.
The idea here, you can't just think in grammar here. You also have to think a little bit in history, because if I'm asking you, let's not use gigs, okay? Let's use something in Libya which is common. Let's say university, okay, or school, okay. So maybe let's say I meet Sana and your best friend or your colleague. Let's use work. work. Okay. So I ask you, so you tell me, okay, I go with Marwa to work. We go to work together. Okay. So maybe I ask you, did you used to go to work together in the past? Did you used to go to work together? Is this something that used to happen in the past too? And if you say yes, so I understand this has been going on for a while. But okay, sorry, I have to take this back. It's not a very good example, because work is something you still do, right? So I can't use work. I have to use something you don't do anymore, like school, مثلا, right? Sana, do you still go to school?
No.
Okay, just checking. All right. So I can say, let's say you introduce me to your best friend. So I can ask you, did you used to go to school together? When I say, did you used to go to school together, it means, what does it mean?
This meaning in the time when was in the school, when we're both of them in the school.
Okay.
They go together every day, maybe.
Okay. But it can also mean study together. Did you used to go together? Did you used to go to the same school? Did you used to go to the same school? It's like saying, هل كنتوا تقروا مع بعض؟ هل كنتم في نفس المدرسة? To get the idea. So in this situation, go ما نقصدوش بها go أن كactivity verb, action verb يعني. Do you get the idea? اللي بنوصل له أن go ما تفكروش فيها قصة state، أن مثلا هنا go مش state، صح؟ لو أنتم بتفكروا بالطريقة هذه حتطلع لكم هذه ما نقدروش نستعملوا used to. But you can use used to here, number 4. You can say, did you go or did you used to go to gigs together? Yes, we did. كنا نمشي مع بعض. But now we don't go to gigs together because we're busy or we're married or whatever. So this means in number 3, in number 4, you can also use used to. It's possible. All right. Now, what about number 5? What do you think?
Did you used to buy the same singles or albums?
Correct. You can, because when you use buy in this way, we don't mean one time, we mean generally.
Yeah.
And if it's generally, it's probably repeated. Okay. So did you buy the same singles or albums? They're asking about your taste in music. Do you get the idea? So did you buy the same, did you used to buy the same albums or singles? Yes. If your taste in music hasn't changed, you'll say yes. Yes, I did. But if your music has changed, your taste, your style, you can say, no, I didn't. All right, now, what about number 6?
I think the same number 3, yes?
Did you like the same
the
TV
same.
program? Did you
Exactly. Yes. Did you used to like the same TV programs?
The same TV programs, yeah.
So if your taste is the same, you'll say yes. If your taste changed, you'll say no, of course. What about number 7?
When did you last see him or her?
Okay, correct. Can we use used to?
When did you? No.
Why not?
Did
It's
you
like
last?
number 2, I think.
One
Correct.
time.
Yeah, we're asking about the last time you saw him. So it's a specific time. It's a one-time thing, right? So this means if we want to summarize question number 9, we can use used to in all of them except actually number 2 and number 7, right? Because in number 2 and number 7, we're asking about one-time things, one-time actions, one-time events. And we can't use used to for one-time events. But the rest of them, because they're repeated, even if they're not states, حتى لو ما كانوش states، مجرد ان هم متكررات عادي. You can use used to، ما فيش مشكلة. You get the idea. So نبي نشدد عليه يعني used to ما تربطوهاش بالstate، مش شرط state. لأن حتى في القاعدة لو تتذكروا، I'll take you very quickly to just a quick refresher or reminder. Used to is not only for states, it's also for repeated actions in the past. So 32, 32, 32, 32. All right, here it is. No, 137.
No, not here. Here's
137, I think I read. Here it is. Can you see it?
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to show you. So, can you see it? Let's use the red color. هذا اللي يهمنا. هذا التمرين اللي درناه نمبر 9 لخصنا الثلاثة حاجات هذه. Repeated actions ماشي الحال. Habits ماشي الحال. States ماشي الحال. All of them are okay. You can use used to in all these situations. يعني used to يعتبر زي past simple في كل شيء إلا قصة one time actions. هذا الفرق الوحيد بيناتهم. For one time events ما يمشيش الحال، مش تقدروش تستعملوها. غير هيك تستعمل عادية. And you can see the examples. I used to go to a lot of gigs. I used to listen to her album all the time. I used to be one of her biggest fans. So I used to go to a lot of gigs, had a repeated actions. I used to listen to her album all the time, had a habit in the past. And then we have, I used to be one of Lady Gaga's biggest fans, had a state in the past. Do you get the idea with used to? فما تخافوش منها used to. استعملوها استعمال past simple بطريقة عادية. جتكم حاجة مرة واحدة, don't use it. والباقي no difference. This is the idea. All right, now let's take a look here at question number 8. So I'm going to use Hajar's answers in blue and then Sana's answers in red. Okay. So Hajar, can you quickly show us your answers and also Sana your answers, and we want to compare between both. Okay. So Hajar.
Okay. Okay, just check the picture. When I was younger, first time I answered I was playing, but now I changed my mind.
No, you can't change your mind.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. I was playing, so
no, I'm joking.
my answer was I
it's
was
okay.
playing.
No. If you think this is the correct answer, it's okay.
Okay.
And
okay,
what about you, Salam? Same answer?
Was playing the guitar.
Okay. So was playing for
I'm a
Sana.
bit confused with this sentence. I think both of them are correct, but
because I think it's what call it? There is
It's a repeated action or in the
not
past.
repeated. It's I don't know. If you back to 3 points for the past continuous.
They're on the left side. Can you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's an
is,
action in a progress at the point of time. in
No, no, the
past.
background events of a story. This is what I meant. I don't know it's true or false.
But then I think it's I played because it's a single completed action in the past because he or she, I don't know, she maybe she started playing violin then. She didn't play the guitar anymore.
Okay.
But even here, the background events of a story, this meaning not because it's still in progress. Even background, it's event is completed. I think that's why I choose was playing.
That's why I also I choose first time was playing, but
but now you change your mind.
Okay.
I think Malak will maybe she has another answer or
yes, I think like Sana, when I was younger, I was playing the guitar.
So we all agree.
Okay, but let's finish all of it first because this way we can connect the whole story.
Okay. I was playing the guitar, but I didn't used to like, and both of them are correct, I think.
Okay.
For me, I choose didn't like it very much.
Okay, so for you, didn't like.
Okay.
Okay. Continue.
Then my aunt gave me a violin.
Yes, even me gave me.
For my
gave me a violin.
Birthday. I used to have I used to have, or both of them are correct, maybe.
Okay.
Because I think it's repeated action, yes.
Okay, but what do you want to choose? Same thing?
We didn't.
I had.
Okay.
But even I wrote it, this is a repeated action.
Okay.
Yeah. Every week, and I was loved. I loved learning how to play new instruments.
I love it.
So same answer for both. Okay.
Last year, I joined the school orchestra.
Yes, even me, I enjoyed.
Joined, not enjoyed.
Joined.
Okay.
We won a music competition in our city.
Same answer.
Even me, we won. Yes.
Okay.
The prize was the opportunity to play at the school.
Yes, even me, the prize was.
Okay. Okay. The big night finally arrived.
Okay.
Yes.
Same thing.
Even me arrived. Yes, even me arrived.
And while we were waiting to go on stage, I started shaking.
Okay.
For me,
Because
we waited, not working. We were waiting.
Okay.
okay.
Mhm.
I start shaking
And
because
I started, yes. Even me, I started.
Okay.
okay.
Mhm.
I was so nervous, but as soon as we were getting on a
Yes,
stage,
yes, even me were getting.
okay,
Okay.
I was to uh, sorry, I was to being
Used
um,
to
I
begin
was
or
to
begin.
being
I used
to
to begin
relax
or
and enjoy.
began. Which one do you want to
To
use?
begin,
I used to begin.
used to.
Okay.
For me,
For
began.
Began for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Hajar. Put about 15.
When we played, um,
For me, we're playing.
okay,
Okay.
a last piece of music. I noticed my mom and dad in the audience. They both looked very proud.
Same answer,
Even
Sana?
me, I noticed, and they both look.
Okay. Let's see Malak's opinion. What do you think? Malak, you're the teacher, and now you will correct Hajar and Sana. So Hajar's answers are blue, and Sana's answers are
Yes.
red.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think yes. Yes. Like Hajar, we're waiting to go on stage. Okay.
Okay.
And about 14, yes, I think like Hajar used to begin. Used to begin.
You used to begin.
Yes, used to. Yeah.
Okay. Used to begin. Okay.
And about 16, yes, the same. Yes, that's maybe we were playing. No, we played. We played. Yes, 15 played.
Okay.
Yes,
All right. Let's start
that's the
from the.
difference. Yeah.
Okay. Now let me give you the right answer. So in the beginning here, when I was younger, okay. So when I was younger, is this a specific point in the past or is it a state in the past?
Yes.
What is it?
Yes, it's a specific time.
Is it a specific time? I think it's a state. When
Yes.
I was younger, what do you think? But there's a difference between
I
a
think
specific time and a state. It's not the same. A state in the past, it means something that took some time. So being young takes time. It's not a one-point thing. Do you get the idea? Let me give you an example, okay? So I can say, while it was raining, my phone rang. Okay, my phone rang. Can you see this very elementary beginner example? Can you see it? While it was raining, my phone rang. you can see that my phone rang. This is a short action, and while it was raining, this is the process. This is the longer action. So I have two actions in the past. One of them is a little longer than the other, but I don't have states here. The raining is not a state. It's because it's gonna stop. I mean, how long is it going to rain? 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, and then it will stop. So it's not a state. Do you get the idea? It's a process. It's a process in the past. So if I want to, for example, match this example to the rules in the bottom, I can match it to which one do you think? This, A, B, or C? Which one do you think?
My phone rang.
Number C.
Correct.
An action in progress when another short action happens.
Yes, happens. Yes.
Correct. But if we use the continuous here, was playing, we're talking about a process, but was is not a short action, it's a state. Do you get the idea? No, you didn't get my idea.
Yet.
Okay, so my point is we can't use the past continuous with states which take too long. Being younger ما هياش مدة قصيرة طويلة، وعندك حتى ال was playing ما يديروش فيها للactions القصار. Do you get the idea؟ يعني يديروا فيها للactions طوال. يعني عندنا نوع من الإبهام، مش واضح ال was playing ما تركبش مع when I was younger. Do you get the idea? And also when I was younger هذه تعطينا state انتهى. You're not younger anymore. فالشيء اللي حتتكلم عليه بالضرورة انتهى حتى هو. Do you get the idea?
Yes, yes.
So when I was younger, I played the guitar. لأن خلاص you don't play it anymore. انتهى الموضوع. And was playing ما تمشيش الحال هنا. هنا لو كان موجود used to, I used to play. تمام فيش مشكلة. When I was younger, I used to play كويس. It's okay. But was playing doesn't work. You can only use was playing if you want to use a shorter action with it. لو في action تاني قصير معها. It's okay. مثلا تقدر تقول when I was
because I connected this sentence with the background event of a story. That's why. Like background, she speak about what when he younger, when she younger. That's why.
هو اللي بنعطاها الباك الكونتينيوس هي اللي بتعطيك الباك جراوند مش الثانية.
Yeah. So yes, that's why I choose was playing.
Yeah, لا فكرتي أن حتى طريقتك ما تمشيش because في الحقيقة state اللي هو was younger حيكون أطول من playing the guitar. فما تقدرش تستعملي was playing كbackground. ال was playing تقدري تستعملها كbackground only if the other action is shorter. أو حتتكلمي على one time event زي مثل قصة Lady Gaga the concert وقصة الثاني اللي هو DJ لأن كانوا يتكلموا على يوم واحد فقط على يعني على حدث واحد فيقدروا يعطوا background information بالpast continuous. لكن هنا was younger ما تتكلميش على زمن قصير تتكلمي على فترة طويلة.
Okay.
So if we use here age, maybe when I was 12 years, I was playing or I played.
نفس القصة.
Also.
You can't use continuous. I played.
Because it's a
it's a state. You can't. You can only use the past.
Short time. Yeah.
It's not. If you're talking, for example, if you're talking about a day, you can use past continuous. So let's say you want to talk about your last trip, your last Friday. Let's say you went on a trip with the family, okay? So you can say, we went to the beach, the sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the kids were playing. It was a wonderful day. ماشي الحال. هنا خدمت لك ال past continuous ك background، كتشرح لك شنو صاير في ال background of that day, because it's only a day. So you can use the past continuous to talk about what's happening, what's going on in that day. بس لو الفترة طويلة زي when I was younger, when I was 12, صعب. It's a little hard. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So just a second. So let's remove the continuous, but I didn't used to like it, but I didn't used to like, and this is correct. Both are correct, okay? So let's remove the red one. This means both are okay, because this is a past state. Liking something, because like is a state verb, right? So it's okay. Then my aunt gave me a violin, correct? Because it's a one-time thing, right? It's one time.
Yes.
It happened one time on her 14th birthday. Her aunt gave her a violin. I had violin lessons every week. I used to have violin. So let's remove the red one. Both are correct. It's repeated every week. Lessons every week. I loved learning how to play the instrument. I loved, was loving ما تركبش أصلا, because loving is a state verb. You can't put it with an ing. It's just way strange. Let's take a look at last year. I joined صح, because it's a one-time thing, okay? I joined the school orchestra, and in March we won صح, music competition. The prize was the opportunity, correct. The big night finally arrived صح, and while we okay. So let's talk a little bit about here. نبدأ من while. So how do we use while? For what?
While with the past continuous.
Correct. Usually while we use it for longer actions. So this is the idea. We use while.
Yes, but here wait is not
While we're waiting. Not
about
waited.
the wait. I think we cannot put it on the ing. That's when the present continues.
Why not? Why can't we put waiting in the ing?
We take this, I think, before when the present continues. I still remember something like that.
No,
we couldn't put it waiting with the ing. That's why
you
I
mean
waited.
want. Maybe want.
I think want, you're right. Want ما يمشيش حالة بالing. Want لأن قصتها زي like و love و hate.
Life.
You can't.
This I confuse it between wait and want.
Want.
Yes,
because want is a state verb. You either want something or you don't. But you can't wanting.
Yes.
But waiting ممكن waiting بالعكس ممكن أحسن فعل يمشي مع ing because it's a long thing.
Yeah, that's yes. This confused me.
Yeah. All right. So this means while we were waiting, and you can immediately see. جاوبتها صح اللي بعدها. سنة. Can you see it started?
Yeah, because I told you I confused because between want and waiting. That's why.
Yeah, but اللي بعدها صح جاوبتها لأن هذا دلالة أن اللي قبلها while بتاخذ the longer action. It's the continuous. والحدث القصير اللي هي I started to shake. I started shaking يعني I started shaking. هذا الحدث القصير. So let's remove wait. Okay, then it says
we're getting on stage.
when hang. But
13.
as soon as we, okay. What do you think here? As soon as we,
getting on stage.
here I'm talking about this
Maybe
this phrase. As
go.
soon as.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use as
Point
soon
of time in the past.
Yeah, like while and when. Yeah.
No. It's different from while and when. While and when usually are for longer actions, but as soon as we, as soon as we, you need a quick action, you need a quick event. حاجة بتصير مش حتطول يعني. Do you get the idea?
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, doctor.
Hi, Amna. How are you?
Fine. How are you all?
Alhamdulillah.
Thanks. And you?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay. I just didn't know which because I sent the link to.
You to who? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering because the name, I didn't send it to any Amnas on the on the messenger. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm listening to you. And I'm interested.
Okay. You're interested?
Okay.
Okay, tell us what you think. As soon as.
I want to join the I feel interested. Yeah.
Okay, sure. You can join. Tell us
as
what.
Soon as the 4 rank for that. Yeah.
I think your connection is a little. Do you have a good connection?
Yeah.
Sana, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I hear you
okay.
correctly.
No, I'm just checking. بنشوف كان مني ولا من آمنة المشكلة. آمنة, I think you don't have a very good.
هي لأن الصوت متاعها مقطع شوية.
يقطع صح.
Amna, check your internet. If someone else is using it, try to tell them to stop downloading or using the internet. Okay, so let's get back to our point. As soon as زي احنا كنا بالليبي بتقولي أول ما طلع، أول ما جاء، أول ما مشى، أول ما وصلوا، أول ما كلينا، أول ما طقطق. Do you get the idea? As soon as.
Yes.
So here we cannot use a long action. Do you get the idea? So we have to use as soon as we got there. أول ما وصلنا على المسرح، أول ما ركبنا على الستيج. هي هذه الفكرة. Okay. As soon as we got on stage. So what happened as soon as we got on stage?
I used.
Now, before you answer, think about this, because here we want to talk about. Now we're not talking generally. We're talking about a specific day, right? خلنا نوريكم التغيير وين صار. يعني التغيير صار من اللي هو بتاع the big night finally arrived, صح؟ The big night. So النص الأخير من القصة كلها تتكلم البنت على اليوم اللي عزفوا فيه في الألبرت هول, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
So it says here, it starts from, I just want to look. The prize was the opportunity to play at the school prom at the Albert Hall. in London. The big
The
night
big
finally
Finally.
arrived. اوكي تو كلها
Right.
تو الكلام هذا كله على البيج نايت راه ما تدويش بصفة عامة زي قبل على شو تحب وما تحبش. She's talking about this night where they played music, where they played in an orchestra. All right. So as soon as we got on stage, I began, right? I began to relax and enjoy myself. When we playing the music, I noticed. Okay, actually both are correct.
I think two actions.
Yes, لكن اثنين صح يمشي حالهم.
Played
When
and
we
were playing.
played the last piece of music, when we were playing الاثنين صح. خلينا نشوف عليهم اثنين مع بعض. Both are correct. Because playing is something that takes time. وأيضا عندنا الwhen فهذه الwhen يمشي حالها مع ال continuous. When we were playing the last piece وأيضا تمشي حالها played because it's the last piece and it's over. So when we played the last piece or when we were playing the last piece, I noticed is correct. My mom and dad in the audience, they both looked very proud. Correct. معناها في الحقيقة ما عندكمش إلا غلطة واحدة اللي هي got to were getting, I think. وعندنا أيضا هي ممكن الأولى لكن الأولى في منكم جوابها صح لكن ندوي اللي ممكن اللي كانت جديدة لأن expression as soon as we arrived they told us the criminal left. As soon as the police arrived the witness talked about the crime. Or for example, you can say the children sat down or the children stood up as soon as the teacher arrived. No, مفيش حاجة. لا when أحسن هنا. As soon as they, as soon as, I can't think of other examples, but I'm going to search very quickly for as soon as. Let me find a few examples for you. Because I don't think we talked about this. ما جتناش بروحها قبل as soon as. Okay. Okay, so it's a conjunction. As soon as I as soon as I arrive يمشي حالة حتى حتى في present. Okay, let me share the screen with you so you can see what I'm seeing. Can you see my screen? Let me just check. No, okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
No.
Right. Okay, so I'm just going to look for a few examples of لا مش as soon as possible. Okay, so let's look for as soon as. Can you see? Look at the first example. As soon as he received the telegram, he started.
Telegram.
As soon as he finished his work, he went out. Can you see how they use the past simple?
Yes.
So يعني لو من ترجمة
Only we use past simple with this expression.
But you can also use it in the present. So for example, let's say you can say, I'll call you as soon as I arrive home. As soon as I arrive. So you can use it even in the present. As soon as the signal. Okay, let's open one of them. Okay, So the train will leave as soon as the signal is down. هذا present. The signal is down. I may leave the office as soon as I have finished. هذا في present perfect. As soon as I have finished. The fog disappeared as soon as the sun rose. Present. I will leave as soon as you come. Come as soon as you can. Present. Let me know your decision as soon as possible. I will come with you as soon as I'm ready. هذا كلهم أعتقد في past في present. ما عندنا واحدة في past. We laughed as soon as he started singing. ففكرتها as soon توريك قرب two actions. هي conjunction يعني رابط من الأدوات الربط يعني conjunction أدوات الوصل بالعربي اللي هي زي الواو أيضا شو يسموا فيهم أداة
الذي والتي واللذان.
أيوة وصل يعني لكن هم لكن الذي والتي واللتان هذوك يسموا فيهم relative pronouns in English. But a conjunction اللي هي حاجة تربط زي and. فas soon as تعتبر أداة although تعتبر هي يعتبر فيها linking words حتى although لكن although توري بالرغم حتوريك الكونتراست تباين توريك الاختلاف بين الحاجتين لكن as soon as توريك بمجرد تم الأكشن الأول يعني الأكشن الثاني بدأ بسرعة ما يمكن يعني في المثال هذا مثلا we laughed as soon as he started singing. So this means the time between singing and laughing is very, 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 very short. Do you get the idea?
Sure.
So هو بدأ مسكين يغني من هنا وطلعوا جماعة نشركوا بده يضحكوا عليه. It's like this. أول ما بدأ يغني الدنيا كلها ضحكت عليه. بدو يضحكوا. So there's a very small time difference. هي دي قصة as soon as. فبصفة عامة لاحظوا ما تقدريش تستعملوا لها actions طويلة. لأن الغرض السرعة أكتر ف continuous ما تمشيش. The ing لاحظوا ما شفناش أمثلة بال ing. I finish. So this is يعني a rough idea about as soon as. All right, let's go back. So this is an example, a nice example of how to use used to and how to use the present, used to and the past simple, the difference between used to and the other ones. All right, so let's talk about our new topic here, modern adventurers. So we're still talking about the past, of course, but this time we want to talk a little bit about the past perfect. So the past perfect is also one of the things we don't have in Arabic, unfortunately. The perfect بصفة عامة ما عندناش أصلاً في العربي مش موجود. لا past perfect, لا present perfect, ولا future perfect. But if you get the idea, it becomes easy. You just need it needs a little bit of imagination because you have to imagine the time. And you have to imagine two things happening in the past. One of the things is a little older than the other. Okay, so two things happening.
I know, bust of the bust.
That's actually a good way. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Past perfect is the past of the past. هذه ممكن طريقة سهلة لفهم يعني. So this might help actually.
But it's difficult to know which the action happened before the another. This is the main problem.
The action that happened before هي اللي حتلقي لها مدارينها ال past perfect. حتلقي مكتوبة had gone, had been, had. This is the idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if an example like the example before, it's, sometimes you will confuse between.
You're right, because the previous example محتاج منكم تواكبوا الأحداث كلها. يعني بتعيشوا في مكان البنت اللي تدرس كيف يعني بدت في الأول على حياتها. She was talking generally, and then she changed. There's a full stop, and then she started speaking about a specific night. So this is the only thing. You need to pay attention to these things, but otherwise it's not too difficult, I think. And the good thing in your real language, in your everyday language, your spoken language, في الحقيقة يعني نادر أن لقيت نفسي محتاج نستعمل past perfect. Do you get the idea? ديما في طرق في الكونفرزيشن انك تقدروا تتحايلوا عليه بحيث ما تستعملوش شيء. And they're very simple. Just use the past simple and use before and after. هذه يعني الطريقة الكسولة جدا، الشخص ما يبيش يلخبط نفسه. And this is not a bad thing by the way. أنا من المؤمنين أن أقصر طريق بين نقطتين خذها، ما فيش داعي تطول الطريق. Do you get the idea? So if past perfect is a little confusing or hard to use, don't use it. Just don't use it. If you want to talk about two things in the past, بدل ما تقولوا مثلا Ahmed had left when I arrived. تمام. Ahmed had left when I arrived. Or when I arrived Ahmed had left. فهنا واضح الموضوع أن أحمد طلع قبل ما نوصل، ما تلاقيتش معه، ما تخطيناش يعني في الطريق، هو طلع قبل ما حتى نوصل. So Ahmed had left before, sorry, من غير قصد arrived, when I arrived. So I can do it in different ways. I can say Ahmed had left when I arrived. Oh, نقدر نديرها بالعكس. When I arrived, Ahmed. When I arrived. Oh, نقدر نقولها حتى I arrived and Ahmed had left. In all these examples ما تغيرش الفاكت أن أحمد طلع قبل ما نوصل. Okay? So if I want to make it easy for myself من غير ما الهاد هذه ونلخبط نفسي بالترتيب, I can just say Ahmed left بالكلمة السحرية before I arrived. انتهينا، ما عادش في داعي للهاد. You get the idea? في ممكن أمثلة نادرة ممكن تضطروا تستعملوها لكن مش common. مش زي present perfect. present perfect خاش أكثر في spoken English اللي هو اللي بتستعملوه يوميا، لكن past perfect no. past perfect أكثر في writing تلقوه، خاصة في النوفلز، في الروايات وفي اللي هي فيها هلبة سرد وحدات وأشياء زي هذه ممكن تلقوه يقابلكم يعني. But in everyday language it's not very common. I think the conditionals are even more common. First, second, third conditionals ممكن حتى يقابلوكم أكثر من past perfect. Anyways, this is just a general idea. Now, let's talk a little bit about these adjectives. So we have a group of adjectives. Of course, all of these adjectives are about character. So they all talk about character. Okay? So, okay, let me read them for you. So we have adventurous, talented, sensible, sensitive, brave, determined, reliable, independent, organized, stubborn, ambitious, confident, practical, generous, mean, responsible, aggressive, optimistic, pessimistic. So I think you know maybe most of them, but I think a few of them you don't know. And I'm going to make a guess. So maybe this, maybe this. I think the rest you know them. Am I right?
Yes.
For me, I know
them.
pessimistic. I know pessimistic.
Nice. Okay.
The opposite of the optimistic.
Correct. You're right. صح. Okay. Okay. So Hajar, no new words here?
No.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Okay. Sana? What?
Okay.
Sensible is
sensible.
I know it. Yeah.
You know sensible. Okay. Malak, is there any other ones you don't know? Other sensible, you know it. Sana, you also know sensible.
Before I didn't know sensible.
It's like the same as sensitive. It's not the same, but it's related to each other somehow.
Linguistically, yes, they're related because they're both from sense, but the meaning is a little different actually. The meaning is a bit different. Linguistically, their origin, their what's the expression they say? Etymologically, they're from the same origin, yes, but not the same meaning. If I say, for example, Ahmed is a very sensible man, what do you expect Ahmed's behavior to be like? If I say he's a very sensible man, what do you think?
Intelligent.
You kind of close. It is related to the mind and the brain, but not intelligent.
Yeah, he behaved as a normal person.
Okay.
How we can say? As we say in our country, he goes to he think in his mind a lot, maybe. Yeah, I know sensitive is more sensitive, but
maybe Sana and Malak can help. Can you help with the example with sensible? Can you think of another word which has the same meaning? Okay, let's leave sensible. What about reliable? How would you explain reliable in English? If you met someone who is reliable, but first of all,
reliable.
Yes, go ahead.
You can reliable. You can dependent in it. يعني تعتمد عليه كده بالعربي.
Correct, صح. Yes, but you use Arabic, but you're right. Okay, so this is reliable. But
maybe you can tell him something to do, we will do it.
That's it. You're right. That's actually a very good. That's
have a good strong, maybe strong performance or.
Yes, actually, you can use it even for cars and machines, and you're right. If you, for example, if you want to talk about cars, you can say Toyotas are very reliable. It means they have few problems. You don't have to fix them a lot. They don't get stuck. They don't. They're reliable cars. So if you buy one, doesn't need a lot of spare parts, doesn't need a lot of mechanics fixing. You get the idea. But for example, a Mercedes is not very reliable. In Libya, it's not. Because you'll probably have problems, it's sensitive, it needs good mechanics, it needs good service, it needs a good roads, it needs good roads.
And even the equipment at the tool or equipment, it's very expensive, I think.
Yeah, the spare parts are very expensive. So it's not a very practical car, it's not a very reliable car. It's a great car to drive, it feels great, but not very reliable. At least not in Libya. In Germany, maybe it's very reliable, but here, I don't think so. Okay, so we get reliable. I talked a little bit about practical. So practical is something which is, in a way, useful or easy to use. Like a Toyota, it's a practical car. You can use it every day. It works well in the summer, it works well in the winter. You can drive it fast, you can drive it slow, you can drive it, you can use it as a family car, you can use it for work, you can use it to travel. It's a practical car, you can use it in different ways. It's useful. What about mean? If we say someone is mean.
Mean someone's not like give money or
Yes.
especially money.
This word used to girls more than
Yeah, girls use it for each other more, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think mean. So we can use it for money. You're right. Someone who's there are a few words which we can use like mean. So you can say
Also,
mean.
we can use mean for the student who is clever and he can't be cheated on the exam. So their colleagues they told him mean.
Because he doesn't want to give any answers. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to help. Yeah. So you can use it. You can use it actually. We can use mean as the opposite of nice, of kind.
Yeah.
So mean can be used not only for money. Using it for money is correct actually, but we can use it even for character. Someone who's not nice, someone who's not kind, someone who's a little rude. If you get my idea. Someone mean is someone who's not very friendly. Do you get the idea? A mean person. This is the meaning of mean. Okay, so I think the only real word that we're not sure of is sensible. So I'm going to take you to the vocab list so you can see a nice explanation of sensible. So let's take a look. Okay. 137, is it? Yeah, here it is. Can you see sensible? Can you read it? Who can read it?
People can make good decisions based on reasons and facts.
So, what does this mean? Someone who can make a good decision based on reasons and facts. Can you find other words? Which...
Wise.
Wise is a good word. Is a good synonym. It's very close. Someone wise. Intelligent. Not necessarily. مش بالضرورة.
Okay.
But I think sensible people, of course, they're not stupid. أكيد مش stupid هم. But it's different from.
Good how to deal with the problem maybe.
That's it. A sensible person is good when under pressure. If this person is under pressure or has a problem, usually they're not nervous. They don't panic.
The character.
Because a sensible person. Hajar?
It's like the character of boss of school maybe, or
I think yeah, a headmaster or a principal should be sensible. Yeah. He should be sensible. Parents should be sensible. It means they shouldn't be too extreme. They shouldn't be emotional. So for example, if a mother or a father is having a bad day, they shouldn't just shout on their children, at their children, right? This is not sensible. This is being emotional. So emotional is actually the opposite of sensible. So sensible is using your head, using reason, logic, facts. And emotional, you're using your emotions. If you're happy, you'll give your children too much chocolate. If you're angry, you'll hit them or shout at them. This is, of course, I think many Libyan parents aren't very sensible, and this is not good. So sensible, it means you have to think a little bit, be a little, take a breath, think before you act. So in Arabic, what's sensible? بالعربي؟
نقولوا راجح العقل أو
صح؟ راجح،
رشيد
رشيد،
ورشيدة.
عقلاني، منطقي، متريث مثلا. كله يمشي الحال، كله كويس يعني، يعطيك فكرة عن sensible. All right. Now, I think we also have mean. So it's like what you said. People don't like giving money or giving things. This is someone mean. The rest are clear, independent, reliable. People do what you want or expect them to do. So if they promise something, they will do it. Brave is clear, someone who's not frightened in a dangerous situation. Determined, I think it's also clear. People who want to do something very much and don't allow anything to stop them. So they are determined. Stubborn. Stubborn, I think this is you know, this is a very good adjective for Libyan people, I think. For us, this is our favorite adjective. I think we all have this. It's in our DNA.
Yes.
All right. So let's get back. So I think you get the idea now. Now I want you to think of 4 people you know. Okay. So try to describe them using these adjectives and tell us why you chose the adjectives. Of course, if they are real people, you know, you can change the names. You don't have to say their real names. But just tell us about a few people you know. Okay, I'll start. I'll give you an example of a person I know. I can say, okay, I know a friend and he's very independent. He refused to work for anyone. He had a lot of opportunities to become a doctor and to work for many companies, many ministries, but he refused these offers, and instead he said being independent and having your own business is much more important. So he opened an electronics company. He started an electronics company, and he offers lots of services like maintenance, fixing computers, TV screens. He also sells electronics. He, excuse me, sells video games, CDs, phones, and he's a successful businessman now. So whenever I think of him, I think of I think that he's a very good example of someone who's independent, who doesn't want to rely on anyone, who doesn't want to work for anyone, and he wants to be in control of his financial situation. So this is an example of independence. Maybe this is financial independence more than anything else, but it's independent. He's independent. So, Sanat, tell us about anybody you know. Anybody at work, your friends, your family, and people you've seen on TV, actors, personalities, celebrities. Call them Sahar also if you want. You can talk about anybody you know, and you can describe them using these adjectives.
Okay. I will talk about my sister.
Okay.
She is reliable, and I can give her anything I know she will do with it. And but she has something else. She stubborn.
She's stubborn.
We cannot change what. Yes, we cannot change what he put it in her mind.
So you cannot
That's
change
why
her opinion.
always yes, I cannot. When I speak with her, sometimes I argue with him about some point or something.
Okay, but I think
this is the bad thing for her.
yeah, but I think this is normal. I think all Libyans are stubborn. It's not just your sister. I think everybody. Have you met a Libyan who's not stubborn? Have you met someone who's not stubborn? A Libyan who's not stubborn? I haven't met a Libyan who's not stubborn.
No.
Even me, I'm stubborn. So I think we're all stubborn. Maybe the degree is different. Some people are less stubborn than others, but I think we all have this. But it's very good to have a reliable family member. I think this is very, very important. If you have a reliable sister or a reliable brother, this is excellent. This is very important in life, I think.
I think even sensible.
Sensible. So she's not very
Sometimes
emotional.
I ask it because I am older than her, but sometimes I ask her about any situation faced me or any problem faced me, and I take her opinion in this situation.
So this means she's very sensible. She has good opinions, good ideas of what to do in different situations. Okay, so that's a great characteristic, I think, in a sister. That's excellent. All right. Can you think of anyone else? Give us one more person. Any other person you know?
Another person.
Yes, not from your family.
Something else. Okay.
What do you mean something else?
I mean, not me. Hajar or Malak.
Someone else. Okay.
Someone else.
Sure. I'll give you time to think. Okay, think of someone else you know, and I'll ask Malak instead. Malak,
okay.
Tell us about anybody you know. Students from your family, friends, co-workers, maybe your boss, maybe even if you want to talk about people on TV, characters in movies, you can talk about them, because usually in series and movies, the characters usually have they have characteristics, right? So some of them are reliable, some of them are mean, some of them are generous, right? Talk about anybody you know.
Okay, I will talk about my sister. My sister Aisha is very confident, and she is organized, and she works teacher like me.
She works as a teacher.
And she is practical and sensitive. Yeah.
Okay, so you think she's sensitive?
Yes, sensitive. Yeah.
But why do you think she's sensitive? Because it's a bit of a strange combination, confident and sensitive.
Yes. Because when she has a lot of things when she do something. I think you can know this person about if she is sensitive with her family and with her son, youngest son, and she
maybe you mean sensible, not sensitive.
All her situation.
Do you mean sensible?
Sensible, yeah.
I thought you said sensitive. Okay, sensible.
And she has a lot of situations about what I don't know. Maybe I look some situation about sensible, her sensible.
Do you want to use it as a noun? Sensibility. Her sensibility.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay. So
Sensibility,
maybe,
yes.
so you're saying that in some situations you needed some of her sensibility and you asked her for maybe advice and she helped. Is that what you mean?
Yes. Yes. And she
Okay.
helped her brothers, my brothers and sisters in a lot of things.
Uh-huh. This means maybe she's also reliable. If she's very helpful, you can also say reliable, right? Because a person who can do things or can help and fix things, improve things, this is usually a reliable person.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
All right, that's nice. Okay. Do you have any other person you would like to maybe describe?
Maybe I have my son, youngest.
Okay.
He's a small one, youngest one.
Okay.
He is stillborn.
Okay.
Yes, and sensitive.
Okay.
And I think he is a brave. I don't know, but I think he plays a lot of games about that show me about his brave.
Okay.
And he didn't fear about anything from anything.
So he's not afraid.
And yes, and he is talented. Yes, talented. He likes to draw a lot of pictures.
Okay, so he likes
And
drawing.
yes, and playing football. He is playing football.
So is he a good player? Does he play well?
Yeah. Yeah, he is young, but I think it's well. Yeah. Yes, he is playing well, very well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. Let's see Hajar here. Hajar, who would you like to tell us about? You can talk about anybody.
Okay, I will talk about my nephew. He just 5 years old, but he's so sensitive.
Sensitive?
He take care of,
Or sensible?
No, sensitive.
Okay.
Because when you see anyone of his family member or me, my mom, he take care a lot of us, and he's so emotional. Even they are triplets. He has one brother and sister with him, but he take care of him a lot. When one of them they cry, they cry with them.
So he helps them and calms them down. If his brother or sister cry, he calms them down.
Yes. And also he is sensible. Or sensible and very well organized. He organized everything after him. He organized his room. He organized every single thing. When he came to our house, he just
That's a bit
do
strange.
everything.
But this, do you think this is? Do you think this is normal in 5-year-olds? Is this a normal thing?
I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
What about his parents? Are they very organized? Is his mother and father like this?
No. But my mother, she is very well organized.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, because usually boys at that age, they're not organized. They like to play, they're messy,
Yeah.
they're not
Yes.
sensitive. I
Yeah.
think sensitivity is a very feminine characteristic. Boys
Yeah. But
are
but he
very
is so
cruel.
sensitive.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what the opposite of sensitive is? Do you know this word? Cruel.
Sensitive.
Cruel.
Cruel.
Cruel it means someone who's insensitive. Someone who's a bit.
Yeah. His twin.
His twin is cruel.
He's, yeah. They always laugh of him because he is sensitive and why you are crying? Are you gay?
That's what his twin says to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is his personality. He's sensitive. Yeah, some boys are like this. It's not common, but I think it's funny, especially if his twin is the opposite. I knew what.
Always the 20s.
Yeah, I knew a twin like this,
Yes.
but they weren't identical twins. Not identical.
Yeah. Also, they are
Yeah.
not identical.
That's why. So this is common, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because they are triplets. So his brother and his sister, they are identical, and he's
He's the one who's
for
different. Yeah. With non-identical twins, this happens. I had a friend like this. He was sensitive. His brother was cruel. So it was, he was shy and not very confident. His brother was, aggressive, confident. So they had very different personalities.
he likes helped his mom a lot.
Mm.
So
I think always the 20s different each other. Yes.
But
yeah,
identical twins
yeah,
are not very different, I think. Their personalities. اللي زي بعضهم المتشابهين
Even the
identical.
personality.
ندوي لك
Yeah.
identical. Identical I don't think they're very different. لكن ندوي احنا عن non-identical اللي هم توامل مش
Yes.
متشابهين.
Yes.
هذا زي اللي تحكي عليه حاجة.
Non-identical.
Non-identical twins, yeah, maybe they can be different. Identical, I don't know a lot of examples. Identical, I think.
I have my sister. She has 20,
Twins.
but
She has
girls,
twins.
not boys.
But
Twins,
identical
yes.
twins or
Girls,
non-identical?
no, non-identical, no girl.
Okay. And what about their personalities? Are they similar or very different?
No, not similar. No.
Okay.
All
right. Yeah. So this is a little example of how you can talk about people, especially if you want to focus on their personality. So, and character, of course, it's the same thing, personality, character. So you can use these, of course. Now, let's move a little bit to adventure. Let's talk about adventure. So here in the first question, they want to know what's the most adventurous thing you've ever done. What about you, Zina? The most adventurous thing you've ever done? Are you an adventurous person?
No. I always no. Even when I am facing any something for my life or
any situation,
thinking and any situation. I always thinking a lot, and I don't take the decision and quick decision. This is my problem, I think.
So you're not a very adventurous person.
No. I always afraid.
Okay.
Like
But
me.
same thing, Hajar. You're also not very adventurous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
What about Malak? Are you adventurous, Malak?
Maybe I like to travel, but I don't know if it is adventure or no.
It's a bit adventurous.
Travel is adventure.
Yes, especially if
Yes,
it's
I like traveling. Yes.
maybe if you go to places you don't know. So let's say
Yes.
you visit an area of the city that you don't know. Maybe your hotel is far away, and you go to a completely new area. And this is a bit like an adventure, right? I think maybe we can say adventurous.
Yes.
But can you give us
Yes,
an
I
example?
like travel a lot.
Can you give us an example of the most adventurous thing you've done, Malak? And maybe when you traveled, the most adventurous thing you've done on your trip.
Okay, I visit Hagia Sophia and Bursa. Maybe I ride on telepheric cab. I don't know what's it.
Cable car.
Cable.
They usually say
car,
cable
yes.
car.
Yes, open cable car, and I played a lot of games in Vialand. And I go to Yalgin Park. Yalgin Park. It is for animals.
Okay.
In Istanbul. Yes, a lot of things, and yes, I maybe when I travel to somewhere, I like to visit a lot of things. Yes.
Okay, so maybe we can say this is being adventurous. Yeah. Okay. Now here's a general question about Libyans. I don't know if we can answer this, but are there any famous adventurers from your country? Maybe people who... I think there was a Libyan who went to Mount Everest or something. I don't remember, something like this. I saw it a few years ago on Facebook.
Also,
I don't know.
No, don't know.
Do you know the what's his name? What a travelist. Muhammad something. He's from Bangladesh.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
He visited a lot of countries, right?
Yeah. He do a blog with also the travelers, but from 90s. So they compare. So he do a lot of adventures, I think, because he travel with while walking.
You mean?
I forget his name.
You mean hiking? Do they go to places like mountains and parks and I don't know?
No.
Wild places?
He traveled from Libya to other countries, Africa, by just walking, not by anything.
On foot, you mean? He just walks?
Foot, yeah.
Okay, so this is a good example of an adventure,
so
right?
He told, yeah. So he told a lot of adventures he faced him.
I think we need to find his name. But I think
he blog with Muhammad. I forget the name, but he is very famous. He only the one travels Libyan boy. nowadays.
Okay, let me check. Let's see if I can find something.
They just do like a comparing between how they travel in the past and nowadays. But he told us about a lot of adventures he faced him.
Yeah, I can't find the name, unfortunately. But this is a good example, I think, of a Libyan adventurer or a famous adventurer, a person who goes to different countries just by walking. I think that's, it's amazing, I think. It's a little dangerous.
I remembered his YouTube channel, his Rahalista. And you find
yeah, so that's I think did he have like a red head? Is he a redhead? Did he have does he have like red hair?
Yeah.
Kind of reddish hair?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I think that's him, yeah.
Yes.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, I remember
him, right?
now. He is yeah.
Okay, this is a good example. So this is a famous adventurer, and what do we know about them? So we can say he traveled to many countries around the world. He walked to many countries. He had many adventures. So, okay. Okay, so our last question here in this our last part in this question, it says, look at the photos and the map. Why do you think the two men look so happy? I don't think they're talking about this photo. They're talking about this one. Why do these two men look very happy? What do you think?
Maybe they reach their goals.
Yes.
I think so too. I think they got to where they wanted to reach and they got there, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're gonna listen to two very, very interesting stories. But before we listen, let's check these words. I think you know them, but let's take a look. So a jungle, I think you know a jungle, or a rainforest, it's the same word, jungle, rainforest. An expedition, maybe this one is new.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come back to it. Insect repellent. Maybe this one is new too. An ant, everybody knows an ant. A wasp, do you know what a wasp is?
Yes.
It's
yes.
Yeah, Hajar, Alak, do you know what a wasp is? No? Okay. A scorpion.
Yes, I know.
You know what a scorpion is, everyone?
It is an insect. It's insect.
Yes.
Insect,
that stings. It's an insect that looks like a bee and it stings, right?
Yes.
Okay. A marathon.
Expedition, travel.
Okay. Expedition, is it travel?
Expedition is travel to somewhere. Maybe somebody send you to do something
unexpectedly,
or
research, like research.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. An expedition, usually someone sends you, but not always, but sometimes yes. Maybe a company or maybe research, I don't know, facility or something. They send you on a trip to explore a place or to discover something, an expedition. In Arabic, what is it, Malaki? Expedition.
Also study. بعثة.
زي بعثة، لكن عادة مش بعثة دراسية، بعثة استكشافية أكثر.
رحلة استكشافية.
رحلة استكشافية، بعثة استكشافية. It's a bit like this. So it's not the same as going to a hotel in London or Paris and and sightseeing. No, an expedition usually is in the wild, maybe an area which is new or not visited a lot, and maybe you need some information.
The jungle, maybe.
Jungle, desert. Maybe you're looking for oil. Maybe, I don't know, you're doing something. But it's not tourism. Of course, it's not tourism. Okay, an insect repellent. Insect repellent is a spray or maybe cream that keeps insects away. It prevents them from biting you. It keeps them away. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
So this is an insect repellent. A marathon. I think you know a marathon. What a marathon is.
Sport.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's listen. So it says, listen to a conversation between two TV producers, Paul and Josie. Answer these questions. So it says, the first question is, what is the first episode of Josie's new TV series about? What problems did Ed Stafford have on the journey? How did his friends and family know where he was? What did he do when he got home? So this is Ed Stafford. Can you see him?
Yes.
What is he doing? Can you see how deep the water is?
Yes.
Yeah.
And can you see the color of the water?
Yeah.
Can you see anything? Do you think you can see anything under the water?
No.
No. Yeah. Would
I
you?
think it's like an insect, yeah?
Sorry?
There is insect in
Maybe
the
there's
water.
crocodile there.
Crocodiles, insects,
really?
snakes, and everything is in places like, because this is a jungle. So I'm sure there are all kinds of living creatures under the water, and he's just walking in it. So would you do this? Would anybody do this?
No.
No.
For me, no.
Would you do like this?
No, probably not. No, I wouldn't. I don't want a snake to bite me. Okay, so now let's listen to this conversation, and let's find a little bit about this man. Let's see what he did and what happened. So let me take you to the track 31. Okay, so this is track, what do you want, 31? Yes.
I've been making a TV series called Modern Adventurers.
That sounds interesting.
Yes, it's fascinating. The first episode is about a man called Ed Stafford, who became the first person to walk the length of the River Amazon in 2010.
Wow, that sounds like hard work. How long did it take him?
About 2.5 years.
You're joking. Why didn't he go by boat?
Very funny. But that's the point of the series. Why do some people go on these crazy adventures? Just to be the first person to do something?
Good question. So, did this guy... what was his name again?
Ed Stafford.
Right. So, did Ed Stafford walk the Amazon on his own?
No, he set off with a friend called Luke Collier. They'd planned to do the whole walk together, but Luke went home after 68 days.
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't last 68 minutes.
No, me neither. Anyway, a Peruvian guide called Cho joined the expedition after Luke had gone back to the UK. Cho had planned to walk with Ed for only 5 days, but ended up staying with him until the end.
And what did they eat?
They mainly lived on rice and beans, which they bought in villages and carried with them. But they also went to parts of the forest that nobody had ever been to before. So they sometimes ran out of food and had to eat whatever they could find.
So did they just disappear into the jungle for 2.5 years?
No, not really. Every day Ed wrote his blog or uploaded a video of his journey onto his website. And of course he also read messages that people had sent him.
So how far did he walk in total?
Well, the River Amazon is about 4,000 miles long, but Ed calculated that he'd walked about 6,000 miles.
I hope he took some insect repellent.
Well, if he did, he didn't take enough. He says that during the trip he got 200,000 mosquito and ant bites.
Really? That's amazing.
Yes, and he also got 600 wasp stings and 12 scorpion stings.
Ouch! So what did he do when he'd finished the journey?
He flew back to England, had a rest, and then, a few weeks later, he ran 4 marathons in 27 hours.
Wow. This guy makes me feel exhausted just hearing about him.
Well, if you think he's extreme, the second programme is about another modern adventurer called Martin Strel. He was the first person.
Do you know how long a marathon is?
27.
Maybe 27 miles.
7?
But in kilometers.
27 hours.
Hours. 27 hours.
27 hours.
No, my question is the distance of one marathon. Do you know how long it is, the distance?
I know.
No.
No.
It's 42 kilometers. One marathon is 42 kilometers. So this man, he did
He's
four.
a crazy man. He
He
went to the Amazon, so he can run in a marathon.
Imagine 4 marathons in one day, 27 hours. 4 marathons. Do you know how many 4 marathons is? How many kilometers?
Maybe the whole Libya.
Yeah,
42.
42 by
Multiply.
4. So this means 40, 40, 40, 40. This is 100 and 160, 168. 168 kilometers in one day, in a period of 27 hours. So this man he is crazy. I agree with you, Raj. I think he's crazy. Okay, so let's see. What's the first episode of Josie's new TV series about?
Modern adventure.
Modern adventure.
Yeah, modern adventures. Yeah. And what are some of the problems Ed had on his Amazon journey? Can you remember some of them?
About the
think about
bites of mosquitoes.
Lots of bites and stings, correct?
And also about maybe the food.
Yeah, sometimes they run out of food also, correct?
And
Wasps, stings of wasps and insects, correct? But how did his family and friends know where he was? How did they know he was still alive?
He blogged because he didn't have Libyan internet.
Yeah, so he had real internet, so he was able to blog. He was able to blog and answer his messages even in the middle of the Amazon jungle.
Yeah.
Okay.
How can you imagine you have a Libyan internet in Amazon?
Libyan internet doesn't even work in Libya, so it won't work there. And of course, with the last question, I think we answered it. So what did he do when he got home? He ran 4 marathons.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think he's a crazy person. All right, so
I don't know how to walk in the marathon. Because long journey.
Yes.
والله ماني عارفة.
These people وراه على فكرة 42 كيلو وراه مش مشيرة جري. They run. They don't walk. 42 kilometers. They run it.
Maybe this people do a lot of exercise or do a lot of sport. That's why just
but
his
I think
body is good and can do a lot of things. But for us, I think no.
Yeah.
But maybe I think his legs they are screaming Why?
Yeah, what did we do to you? What did we ever do to you? Why are you doing that to us? I think they hate him. His legs hate him, I think. Anyway, so we'll talk a little more about Mr. Stafford, about Ed. In our next lesson, we'll talk a little more about him. Maybe listen to the recording again so we can answer this information. And we will also read about this interesting. This is the same man, Ed. We'll read about another one, Martin Strel. This is also another crazy person. We'll read about him and what he did. So this is in our next lesson. So, okay, so let's agree on our new system, which is we start at 6 o'clock, okay? Then we have the prayer break. We pray and come back and continue, and we can make up for the time we missed, okay? So we'll do that, inshallah, on Saturday.
Okay.
So have a good weekend and good night, and I'll see you again on Saturday. You're welcome.
You too.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Night, all of you.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.